So I guess we can go to his last variation, which is the newest variation. This is, as you guys know, the spins, right? So let's go ahead and get to the spins. Now this variation is quite the, it has a lot of people looking at it. It has a lot of eyes on this variation. Doing a lot of talking. So we need some water, but yeah. So the spins. It used to be called Speed Demon, and then they nerfed it to the spins. In my opinion, that is a nerf. But yeah, so what does Kabal get in this variation? Well, he gets access to a low spinner, which actually isn't a low, which is weird, but it's called low spinner because it ends in a low. Oops. It ends in a low, right? It's 100% not intended to be a mix-up, right? Because it goes mid, 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 low. Super punishable on block, right? The really good thing about this is that it is a combo extender. So, oops, my bad. Alright, pretty good damage. It also is, say if I am on the opposite side, so say I'm in the corner, I want to keep Devora on that same side. Oops, my bad. Then I keep that side, right? Has some pretty good Oki, 8 frames of Oki, and it leaves them literally right in front of them, so really good. Another thing that is really good about this move is the chip damage that it does. So check this out. So if I put Devora, let's give Devora, we'll say 10% life. No, let's do 8. So Devora has 8% of life left, and she is gonna get hit by that. Look how much chip damage that does, guys. Nearly 8%. Let's make it 7% just to see. 7% chip. Literally does 7% chip, which is insane. So like I said, really good for closing out rounds. Obviously it's mad unsafe. Super unsafe, right? 7% chip. Really good. Oops. Really good for closing out rounds, right? Keep in mind, super unsafe, so it's only used in a situation where you know it's gonna chip them out. So if the opponent has, like, for example, 3% chip, no, let's do, I would say let's say the opponent has 1% chip, but they have 2 bars of defensive meter, then you would definitely go for this, right? Because it will take away the 2 bars of defensive meter, and then hit them with the last hit, which guarantees you the round. So in my opinion, really good for closing out rounds. Really good combo ender. Not his go-to combo starter, but nonetheless, that is the move that he gets. Another move that Kabal gets in this variation is the infamous wait, where it is? I want to go on the left side. Okay, the infamous hook grab, right? Godlike combo extender. Oops. Amplify it for a combo extension. 36% boys after a 9-frame punish. Sadly, it does not work after his 1-1. It works after his 4-3. Right. It also works for max. For max corner carry, you can use that. Really good damage when it comes to. Oops, my bad. There we go. Jump kicks. Right. So basically, this variation has really good damage. It's a combo starter, really good combo starter. Can do it after pretty much anything. Want to keep them on the same side. This is when the hook grab. This is when the low spinner comes into play. All right, that's the optimal. If you want to go for more damage, obviously. Wait, my bad. Obviously, you'd end in hook grab. Right. Yes, 1-1-1 does work in the corner. Wait, why did that not? Yeah. Works in the corner, but then again, puts them out of the corner. If you want to keep them in the corner, you would do Nomad Dash. Right. Really good, right? So, that's pretty much it for his hook grab. Pretty simple. Basically, a really good combo extender. Really good damage afterwards. You can use it as an ender, but it does less than hook slam. So, always go for hook slam. But yeah, that's it. Now check out his last variation and his last move that they gave him, which is Gas Blast. Gas Blast, baby. So what does this move do? Now this move is obviously a mid, hitting mid. Can convert after certain strings, right? Like his forward 4. If they're mashing, instead of just doing this, you can. So if you wanted to use your mid, right? Say your opponent's mashing, you do that, but it sends them full screen, which is where you don't want them as a Kabal player. So then that's when you would implement this, right? Your +3 on block, or +3 on hit when you do that. Don't really guarantee much. Maybe like a buffer backdash and down 4, or backdash projectile or something like that, right? Don't guarantee much, but nonetheless, you leave them standing and stuff like that. But what's really good about this move is you're also able to on block. So for example, I'm gonna do the on block first, and then I'll get into the properties. Or I'm gonna do off block when on hit first, and then I'll do on block. So on hit, right? We have a restand, guaranteed restand. Pretty much anywhere on screen after every combo ender. Right, not the best, you know. Right, you know, not the best restand, right? So that's pretty much it for on hits. When you amplify it, it's 9 frames. That's a 9-frame advantage restand. So really good. You guarantee it's really good in the corner. Guarantees a couple of his moves. So you guys will see me do this combo a lot. Just hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I got you. I got this. Okay, I promise you it works. Give me a second. It's Devore's weird hitbox. There you go. 34% +3 restand. Going for a throw. Really good. Like I said, really good for that. And then here's the crazy thing. So say you could throw this out in neutral, and it leaves a cloud of gas wherever you left it, right? But what does it do? So it heals Kabal. It also gives him a damage buff. So normally this will do 11%. Now it does 14%, right? So he gets a damage buff, and he gets half of a tick, or 0.5% of health in this. So if I am low on health, right? Let's just say that I'm 10% health. Stand in it, however long it lasts. 10 plus, I want to say 8. Oh yeah, okay, 7.5%, which is obviously not the best. It's not Sun God from with Kotal Khan, right? But it does have some other properties. So for example, if I set to Kabal to do that. Oh, hold on. And I'm Devora. Dang it. Hold on. I can't jump. Like, I'm holding up. Look at that. I'm holding up. I'm literally holding up and I can't jump. So you can't jump on this variation. Look at that. I can't jump. I can dash, but I can't. And it also, I deal damage too. So it's pretty crazy, right? But yeah, those are the kind of the properties on hit. Now let's get to the properties on block, which is really good and really different as compared to on block and on hit. So on block, character has insane pushback. That's guaranteed. -5 full. It's you can't interrupt that string. It's a guaranteed string. This is guaranteed too. That it basically resets neutral. So being -5 at this range, like, you're solid, you're chilling. Basically you threw a projectile, you know. And this is where the mind games come into play. So take a look. So off of certain strings, Kabal gets pushback after certain strings. So like this string leaves him right in front of Devora's face. This string, I am kind of with a gap, right? So what does that mean? That means that when I do this, it whiffs, right? But when I do this, it doesn't whiff. So what does that mean? That means that this stagger becomes a lot more dangerous, because if people want to press after this. If you're a Kabal player, you know that people press after 2-2, right? So now you throw in that, they're getting hit into the restand, right? Now what happens too is you do that. So say they're like, okay, I'm just gonna wait and then punish him. Boom, you get caught, right? Now there is a gap where you can punish that and interrupt that. So that's why you need to lab this variation with all characters, right? Oops, my bad. So if I'm Devora, like, you know, it's kind of hard. You can kind of backdash it, and then you get caught, right? There's some mind games to it, you know. There's some mind games. If you guys watch my stream, you guys will see me. I'll do that a lot, you know. I'll get away with stuff because of how scary it is to get hit afterwards with the. Obviously this is unsafe, like you guys know. This is -15. It's full combo punishable every single time. There's no way to make it not safe or safe. But there is some mind game to that, you know. If your opponent is not ready or they don't trust themselves to interrupt that, or you know, it's just it's a little mind game that Kabal has from that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now you have access to certain strings, right, that guarantee you can throw this out in neutral. Really safe, right? Get away with that stuff, right? If you want to check people, Really good, right? Really good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the spins, guys. That's pretty much it in this variation.